Alright YouTube, this is VIDE0BOX. I have a new deck video for you. I haven't posted one up since the water deck, and you know how that went. Alright. Yes. I have a new deck type, or deck, based on Herald of Perfection, or Perfect Herald, whatever, don't care. The deck runs 3 of them. Basically, it's a ritual monster. Its effect is if you discard 1 fairy from your hand to negate the activation of a spell, trap, or effect monster, or monster effect. Pretty handy, and you can use it more than once in a chain, so you can negate multiple times in a single chain, which actually hurts the opponent in many ways. It cannot stop counter traps though, so keep that in mind. Alright, so to get this deck working, you need the basic search cards, such as 3 Manju with 10,000 hands. When it's normal or flip summon, you can search out a ritual spell or monster from your deck, add it to your hand. And I also run 1 Senju of the 1,000 hands, which only searches out for the ritual monster. But it's still a fairy nonetheless, or so are these. So it helps out with Herald's effect. Next I run 2 Honest, staple on most fairy or light decks, so why not run it here. Next cards I run 2 Skelengels. Basically flips on a monster, you draw a card, meant to keep adding fairies to your hand, so that's what it's there for the most part. Next I run 3 Herald of Orange Lights. It's a tuner in case you want to synchro into anything. It's also a way to negate monster effects without actually having to summon Perfect Herald onto the field if you don't have access to it yet. So that's pretty much what it's for. I run 1 random Asura Priest. It's a good card because it can attack all your opponent's monsters once each. It combines with Honest. And at the end of the turn, it returns to your hand because it's a spirit. It's also useful because you can use it for later negation with Perfect Herald, so it has multiple uses. Next, the big beaters of the deck, 2 Archlord Kristyas. Don't really need to explain what this does, but then when you do summon it through her effect, you add a fairy back to your hand, so that gives you more ways, more negations with Perfect Herald. Pretty much the point of the deck is to have this set up on the field. This in defense mode, this in attack. You know, you can't special summon, you can't activate effects either. Pretty much once you have this out on the field and your hand is full or near full, you pretty much won the game. Your main goal of the deck is to get these 2 out on the field at the same time. Alright, now the rest of the monsters. 2 Arcana Force Temperance 21. Or Arcana Force 21 Temperance, sorry. Basically meant to, it's a Karibo pretty much. It's meant to block battle damage, prevent OTKs like Infernities, Frogs, or whatever the hell you face up against. And it's also a level 6 fairy, so that helps with getting out Herald. Oh, sorry. I also run 2 Soul of Purity and Light. Special summon monster by removing 2 light monsters from your grave. Special summon it. During the opponent's battle phase, all their monsters lose 300 attack each. So if you have 2 on the field, all their monsters lose 600 attack. And it's also another level 6, so fairy. Last monsters of the deck, 3 Gyakutenno Megamis. It's a normal monster, level 6 fairy. I'll explain in reason why I run these in a little bit. Actually right now. Advanced Ritual Art. Yeah, pretty much when you activate this to get Perfect Herald onto the field, you want to dump this from your deck to the graveyard to summon it. So, yeah, it's a dead draw, but the thing is, it's used for future negations with Herald. But yeah, you don't really summon this thing because it sucks. And I also run 1 Dawn of the Herald, just in case. Like, if I can't get Advanced Ritual Art into my hand and I have this in hand already, I can already use the level 6 monster in my hand to get out Herald. And it can also remove itself from play to get back one of the materials used and add it back to your hand. Chances are you're going to get a fairy, so. Next I get Preparation of Rites. It's pretty much a spell version of Senju, but it also adds back a ritual spell from the graveyard, so once you have Herald onto the field, you activate this to search out another one, and you get, let's say, Advanced Ritual Art back to your hand. It's a +1, that's what it's for. Next I run, well, yeah, I have supposed to run 2 Pot of Avarice, don't know where the other one is. But yeah, it's meant to recycle fairies from my graveyard and add it back to my hand. Good way to recycle them for the most part. And I run 2, not 1. let's see, random staples, Brain Control and Lightning Vortex. Brain Control just in case. If I need a tribute summon like a level 6 monster like Temperance or, well, even this if I'm desperate enough. And Vortex, yeah. Some backfield control, Mystical Space Typhoon, Heavy Storm, and Giant Trunade. Pretty much to help clear the way to summon Herald and Kristya. And the last of the spells, 2 Book of Moon. It could be used offensively, defensively. You can use it to flip Skelengel if it survives to draw another card. You can use it to reuse Manju or Senju to search again. Now into traps, 1 Solemn Judgment. Yeah, counter trap. Good card. Next I run 2 Bottomless trap holes, just in case. And last card, 3 Reckless Greeds. Because the deck is only as good as how many fairies you have in your hand, so Reckless Greed is good with add fairies to your hand so you can keep continually negating your opponent's cards so they'll continually struggle. That's pretty much the point of this deck. Alright, now for the extra deck, only because of the Orange Herald. I have 1 Miss Wurm, just in case. Level 8s, Red Dragon Archfiend, Colossal Fighter, Avenging Knight Parshath, and 1 Stardust Dragon. Level 7s, Psychic Lifetrancer, Black Rose Dragon, X-Saber Urbellum, and 1 Arcanite Magician. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Level 6s, Goyo Guardian, Gaia Knight the Force of Earth, and 1 Brionac Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Should be Sea Serpent of the Ice Barrier, but yeah. And then level 5s, 1 Magical Android, and 1 Ally Justice Catastor. And 1 level 4 Synchro, Armory Arm. Alright, this is my deck, and I hope you guys enjoy. Any questions, just feel free to comment, and I'll answer your questions and stuff. Yeah, later.